Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro, and in today's video I'm playing with some demos on the Commodore 64. And what I have running here now is actually one that I made myself back in the day. This was made in 1987. I cannot brag about being good at machine coding and making demos back in the day. However, I did made some simple stuff like this one. It's just a picture and it plays music and you can change the tune. And I made these briefs that I sent out to people that I swapped discs with. And here you can see I have a map from where I lived at that time in Lofoten. An exact position of my hometown, and this is not far from Bodø. Bodø is here and it's about 5 hours driving to get there. And this actually is running directly from the original floppy disk from that time. It's from 87, so it's amazing that it is still working. I'm gonna copy this over to C64 file so that I can conserve it for the future. So this is one of my C64Cs and this is very nice machine. Everything is working. It has a Jiffy DOS installed, and this is a 1541-2 floppy disk drive, also working perfectly. So this floppy disk has been stored away for all these years. I actually recently found it, and yeah, a couple of years ago. And yeah, it's amazing that it still works, and it has a lot of tools having to do with making demos or programming. And we can take a look at another demo. And as you can see, I have LCS brief number 1, 2, 4 and 5. Where number 3 got, I don't know, but let's load number 2. I don't remember the Jiffy DOS equivalent to the load command. So I called myself Laukvik Cracking Service, and Laukvik is the hometown, and yeah, as you can see, this was made in 87. I didn't actually do any cracking, this was just for show. I did learn to program assembly on and machine code on the Commodore 64. However, most of the things I made was made by machine code routines that I found, and yeah, I put them together and made the graphics myself and made these demos. Here's another one that I made, and it starts with a message. These were greetings to my friends at that time. Press F1 to continue. So this is the first part of brief number 5. As you can see, there's some effects here, like displaying sprites in the border and the color bars in the border. So my plan now is to copy this floppy disk over to the memory card in my Pi 1541 device, which I have hooked up here, and you can connect several disk drives to your Commodore by chaining them together. So this is now device 9 connected to the floppy drive that is device 8. And this is the screen for the Pi 1541, and it now shows the directories on the memory card. I have already prepared a directory for this and a floppy disk D64 file. So I'm gonna select that. And it actually is a copy of a game, but I'm gonna format it first. And having Jiffy DOS, it makes it easier to do a disk operation like formatting. I just need to change the default drive to 9. And now to format it, you can use @n:, and the name. And an ID, which you select. I'll just call it 01. So now this should format the floppy that I have loaded in the Pi 1541. Well, that was quick. I don't think that worked. Let's list the directory then. Not really sure why that didn't work, so I'm gonna use the regular formatting command, which is this, where you open a channel to the floppy disk and you send some commands and then close it again. Let's switch to the output of the Pi and see if it actually writes to the disk. No, doesn't seem to do anything. Alright, so I checked a little bit with the Pi 1541 documentation, and to format a disk you can go into browse mode without mounting a disk, and then you can issue the format command and it will create a new blank disk. So I'm gonna try that. Let's see now if this works. That ended pretty quickly. I'm gonna switch to the Pi 1541, see what happened. Yeah, there you go. It actually created a disk, LCS demo. The other one was LCS demos. So now this is mounted and I can probably use it to copy to. So I actually think there is a copy program on the actual floppy disk that I'm gonna copy. 2min Nova copy. Let's try that. Alright, this is German. Bam Auswahl. Don't know what that means. So I better be careful not to overwrite the actual floppy that I have. So I think I can understand this. Formatting disk, no. Disk name LCS demos. Insert source disk. So maybe this only works with a one drive. Disk error. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna do another approach. I'm gonna copy each file over from drive 8 to drive 9, and to do that I'm gonna use GFIDOS. It has some built-in file copy functions. So first I'm gonna load the directory into a listing, and then you can press Ctrl A to select all the files, and then you press run. And that will start copying in the file. Device not present in 5. Well, I said I want to use 9, so was that the wrong? Is it X9? Let's list and type run again. Yeah, now it seems to be working. I hear the floppy drive is reading. Let's switch to the Pi 1541. Yeah, and we can see that there is activity there. It's writing to the disk. This will probably take a while because even if I have GFIDOS in the computer, I don't have it in the floppy drive, so it won't have the fast load that you get with GFIDOS, I think. It's been 2-3 minutes now and it is still copying. So now it's been like 10 minutes and it is still working, so this is not fast at all. And yeah, this was the reality back in the day, a lot of waiting. Alright, so finally it completed, and yeah, now I'm gonna check if the files are copied over to the memory card on drive 9. Yeah, sure enough, there are all the files in the Pi 1541 interface here, and now I will try to load something from that. Let me load the directory from drive 9 the old way. Yes. Let's load another demo. I think I made this one too. OCS. OCS was a friend at that time that also was interested in computers. So we used to hang around with each other yeah, often. In 1987 I was 17 and I went to, I think it's called high school in English. It's videregående in Norwegian. So let's run this. Just seemed to crash. Nope, that just hangs the machine. Maybe it's because of GFIDOS, you never know. Let's try another one. I load brief number 1 from the Pi 1541, drive number 9. So there's no disk sound when you load from the Pi 1541, but you can turn on a simulated disk drive sound because it has a little speaker. Alright, so this loaded and run. So I guess this was some routine to make larger text and then flashing the border color and playing some music. This sounds like Rob Hubbard music. Rob Hubbard was a well-known music composer back in the day on the Commodore 64. He made a lot of music for games. Yeah, International Karate Music by Rob Hubbard. Alright, so this is the end greeting from Loqui Cracking Service. I actually did a Google for Loqui Cracking Service and it turned out with nothing, so I guess my contribution to the C64 demo scene is not very large. Okay, I just have to show you this brief number 4. Yes, it's nude Samantha Fox, and we were young boys at that time, so this was just for fun. Alright, that was it for this video. It actually turned out to be a video about how to copy your old floppy disks into modern media, and I did that and I actually learned something myself in this video. I hope you learned something too. Alright, so thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe or hit the like button, and a special thanks to my Patreons. See you, bye bye.